Today, we're going to learn about holding your breath and not dying. Hello, my name is Mike Goldman and welcome to On The Mic. This is the amazing, the incredible Julia Wheeler. She's a conservationist. She's a free diver. She's one of the best in the world. She loves animals and she wants to save them. She wants to save the planet. She wants to make the world a better place before she leaves it. We love her. Give her a round of applause. Julia Wheeler.
Wow, thanks, Mike.
You're the best.
Oh, thank you.
Known you for a while.
Yeah.
And you seem to flutter in and out of my life because you're a global traveller, travelling the universe and competing in these freediving competitions.
Yep.
I remember when you first started, I think it was only a few years ago now.
Yeah, it was about 18 months ago.
How the hell did you get into that? I knew you were good at holding your breath, but I never thought you were actually going to compete at it.
Yeah, no, neither did I. It was actually a complete accident. I went to Indonesia to photograph a freediving competition, which I had been doing for 4 years in a row. And at this particular competition, we were short with female athletes. Right. So 2 days before the competition, my friend said, Jules, just compete, give it a go, give it a go. And
so was it like, you're good at holding your breath? You should go in this competition, and you just did?
Yeah, I just did. I was super nervous though.
When did you first realise you could do that?
I liked holding my breath when I was a kid.
Why did you do that?
I don't know, because I'm totally weird. I like being underwater. I was a swimmer.
Did you time it when you were a kid?
No, I just remember kind of being submerged and...
Were you playing Marco Polo?
Yeah, I would really annoy all of my swimming coaches. I would literally just go swim away for a long period of time.
Yeah, so you're in Indonesia having a little cheeky holiday.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're in a freediving competition.
Well, I wasn't in Indonesia as such as for a holiday. I was in Indonesia to photograph the competition, and I ended up competing in the competition and coming third.
You came third?
Yes.
Yes. What a legend. So fast forward from that.
Yeah.
You're in like the top 20 in the world at freediving.
For AIDA, last year I was ranked as number 11 in the world
that's so cool.
For a female freediver.
Yeah.
So yeah, after I competed in Bali and came third, I then thought, you know what, I'm going to keep going with this and see what happens. Mm-hmm. So I explored the sport a little bit, and I decided to compete for Australia in the World Championships in 2017.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. And
it's an emerging sport. Would it ever be in the Olympics or Commonwealth Games or anything like that?
We're hoping that it's going to be in the Olympics.
Because the Com Games are coming up soon.
Yeah, I know. It would be amazing.
Maybe it could be a trial sport.
That would be cool.
Yes. I'm hosting the beach volleyball,
yes.
So maybe after that I could just come on down and host the freediving championships. I've got another friend of mine in LA, Tank Said. You know Tank?
Yeah, I know Tank.
Yeah, and where's he at with freediving now?
I don't think he's competing anymore, but he is an incredible freediver.
Great actor too.
Yeah, he is. He's awesome.
So how does it work in competition with freediving? Is it just you dive down as far as you can? That's one competition.
Yep.
And there's other ones like the furthest
pool.
You can swim, the longest you can just sit there and hold your breath.
Yeah.
Talk me through it.
Okay, so with freediving competitions, there's two types. You've got your pool competitions and you've got your depth competitions. Mm-hmm. So in depth competitions, it's usually run over a 3 or 6 day period, depending. And what happens is you have 3 disciplines. So the athletes compete in 3 disciplines if they like, or they can do 1 or 2 events depending on how they're feeling. Yeah. But basically, three disciplines. So you've got constant weight, which is with...
Oh, I thought she was going to save the monofin for later, but she's pulled it out.
It's good to explain what a monofin is, or what the constant weight category is.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
This is... Am I blocking you? Here?
No, that's in shot.
So
that looks expensive.
It is. It's quite expensive. Yes.
How much does it cost?
My baby. They can vary around between $800 to $1,500.
Wow. But let me just take note right now of the amount of space that's on the fin. So you could easily fit like a Red Bull,
totally,
Toyota, Commonwealth Bank of
Yeah.
Australia,
yes,
On The Mic,
yeah,
TV show. We could promote that.
And Take 3 for the Sea, which is an awesome organisation.
That's cool. So why is this better than 2 flippers?
It's just,
Fins.
it uses less energy. So you want to preserve your oxygen when you're free diving, which means limiting your maneuverability and limiting how much effort you put into your dive. Yeah, doing that motion.
For the rest of the interview, we're just going to do this. It's all in the body roll.
Oh, it's all in the roll. Yes.
That's hot.
Yeah.
I like that.
So when you're diving, you kind of emulate a dolphin or a fish, something that gives you the right propulsion but at the right speed. So you're conserving that oxygen.
You were running here. You look a bit hot. Let me just.
Yeah, I'm really hot.
Actually, it's got a bit of a sound to it. It's like Rolf Harris. Are you a free diver? A free diver?
Yeah, no.
Sorry, that's ridiculous. Yeah, shouldn't make up songs about Rolf Harris. He's horrible.
You should give it a go. It's incredible.
But so you've got your fin, and you're competing. What's the best you've done? Obviously, got to number 11. But in competitions, have you won a few?
Yep, I've done. So my best at the moment is third. In the Australian Nationals in 2016.
Yeah, cool.
But then in World Championships, it was 11th overall from, I think so, 11th or 12th. And then, so that's where I'm at the moment. And then I was ranked, did pretty well in no fins.
Yeah.
So that's having,
using
no fins at all. So there's 3 disciplines. So in 3
is that where you hold the weight and you just go with the weight? What's that one?
That's no limits. So
no limits.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the world record for no limits is around 214, and that's held by
feet.
Meters.
Oh, for meters, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's still a long way.
It is, but that's when the freediver holds a drop weight, like a sled, and they go straight down, and it's super, super.
What was the name of the guy who was the best in the world at that?
Herbert Neat.
Yeah. I think I saw a documentary on him a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they were talking about doing a live TV show of him attempting to break the world record, but they're too worried that he'd, kill himself.
Die.
Because, people don't die as much as you'd think in this sport.
No, they don't.
Because when I first heard about it, I thought people dying left, right and centre, but it's actually
scuba
quite
divers
safe.
die.
Yeah.
Way more scuba divers die every year than free divers. But we don't hear about scuba divers dying for some reason.
Yeah.
But we hear about free divers dying if they do, which, it's...
But scuba diving, they go into caves.
Yeah.
And I was cave diving in Mexico, and I'm only an open water diver. I got my license when I was like 14. I was like youngest person in Australia to get it at the time. My mum was the SEAL trainer at SeaWorld. No, what's the Marineland in Manly, which is just about to close down. And she got me to get my license, and like I haven't really dived a lot since then. But Mexico, they're like, yeah, you're fine, senor. You just put the tank on and just follow me. Like
See you at 30 meters.
If you freak out, you can't go up.
No.
You're locked in.
Yeah, you're locked in.
That's why people die. And tides going in and out and dragging people out to sea.
But with freediving, you can just go down and come up again. So it's sweet. But yeah.
And so do you hold your breath as much as you can at the start?
You hold your breath for the entire dive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
because how in scuba diving, where if you've got to do the escape where you pull your weight belt off and you let go of it and you swim to the surface so you don't get the bends, you breathe out as you go up. Like, do you do that with free diving?
No, we hold our breath the entire time. So we want to hold on to the top. Yeah, we want to hold on to the oxygen and the air inside our lungs. And also, when you're going past a certain depth in freediving, you need to bring the air up from your lungs into your mouth to be able to equalize your nasal cavities.
Okay.
So the airways. Hang on a second. Yeah. So when you're diving quite deep on one breath, it is really important that you bring up some of the air from your lungs to be able to equalize.
Can you save a little bit extra from burping it down? Like,
well, that's the thing. You do if you swallow the air at 50 meters, then you can't go any deeper, and you come up to the surface and you just burp all of this air.
So what's the longest you can hold your breath for?
4.5 minutes.
Okay, let's test that theory. No, that'll be really boring television. I'll just believe you. Okay. How do you train yourself to hold your breath for 4.5 minutes?
You do a lot of CO2 tables, so building up your resistance to carbon dioxide and not having that urge to breathe. So, you might do 50 meters of a swimming pool, swim really, really fast. And then when you're at the end of the swimming pool, you're like, and then you wait 2 minutes, or sometimes you wait 30 seconds, and then you'll take a breath and you'll hold your breath and you'll swim underwater for 50 meters. So you're still kind of have that urge to breathe, but you have to fight that. You have to resist that urge until you get to the other end of the pool.
It hurts though. It's like a pain.
It does hurt. It hurts your diaphragm a little bit, but you get used to it. It's something that you kind of roll with. Yeah,
freak out.
You can freak out, but you learn. You just learn to live with it. You learn to adapt.
What's it called when you start underwater? It's contractions.
LMC, loss of motor control, or contractions.
Yeah. Well, there's two things. Explain them both. What are they?
Well, contractions are when your body's saying, I want to having that. Contractions are something that happens when your body wants, more air or more oxygen. But it's also.
And what is that? Is that when your body just twitching and I remember seeing a video of Tank Sade. He was doing a swimming pool
Yeah.
race or see how many laps he could do underwater. And he went unconscious and he started shaking like that. It looked scary. It was sickening.
That's a loss of motor control.
Yeah.
So that's something that happens when your body's like, okay, we're running out of oxygen. We need that now. And you've got a big buildup of carbon dioxide and it's your body going, okay, I want to flush out the CO2 now. Let's do this. And then, you kind of... Yeah, what happened with Tank? I don't know if we should really talk about Tank.
No, we won't talk about Tank.
Because he'll probably get...
Tanks anyway,
shits.
mate. Keep up the good acting.
No, but seriously.
But no, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, because that was pretty full on.
Yeah.
So have you ever blacked out?
I've never blacked out, no. I know my limits and I know what I'm capable of as an athlete and as a free diver. And that's kind of where I stick to. You know, I do free diving for myself to explore my ability as a human and what I'm mentally capable of as well as physically capable of. When I'm in a competition, I want to know that I can reach my limits.
Yeah.
I want to know that I can make my target depth. So if I nominate 50 meters the day before the competition, I want to know I can do 50 meters.
So what's that with the nominating? Before you compete, you say, I'm only going to go to 50 meters.
Yeah, so before all of your 3 disciplines, you announce, a depth. So I might go, okay, I'm going to do 50 meters tomorrow in constant weight, which is the monofin. So the next day you go to your platform, you have, you can enter the water before your dive, you do a warm-up, 45-minute warm-up, and then you go to the platform, then you have your 3-minute countdown, and that's when you have to just really relax, really get in the zone.
If you're revealing the day before that you're going to 50 meters, what about, does anyone else just go, well, I'm going to beat her, I'm going to do 51 meters? How do you keep the competition happening?
No one knows.
Oh, no one knows. It's secret.
No, it's a secret announcement that you make before you compete.
So you got to trust the people running the show. You say, okay, come on.
Yeah.
Just let me know. How much do they say?
Well,
is that part of the running joke on competition
sometimes
circuit?
You
Come
know.
on, you go 50,
sometimes
52.
You do. You're like, okay,
50
what are you
and a half.
diving? What are you diving? I don't know. And then you kind of might have a little whim and go, oh, I'm going to dive, this or...
Have you ever said a depth and not been able to make it?
I did once, in the Caribbean Cup. I got a little bit too excited and I nominated a PB of 50 metres and I'd only done 49 and I was having equalisation issues.
It's only one more metre.
Oh, but it's
you got this extra long fin.
Does
it get you there?
1 metre in freediving, 1 more metre in freediving is a lot. Mentally, it's a long way to go, especially if you're already at 49 meters. It's just mentally going, okay, I've got another meter that I need to add on to that. And it's committing to that dive and going, am I capable? Yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to go for it. But then when you're going down, you can't be like, oh, fuck. You have to be really Does
thinking too much use up oxygen?
Yeah.
So
everything.
So do you have to kind of meditate?
Your body freezes up. You kind of any thoughts that you have, any negative thoughts that you have with this sport, in turn affect your performance, your physical performance, your mental performance, everything. So it can determine if you're having a good day, then you'll have a great dive. But sometimes if you're having a good day and you have a shit thought, then you screw up your whole dive. So you've really got to be concentrating and focused on keeping your mind very clear. And it's a different level of meditation. It's something that...
Yeah, so what do you do? You got some sort of mental trick that you do as you dive down to make sure there's no thoughts?
A lot of it is about preparing for the dive on the surface and just slowing the heart rate down. I kind of go to a place that's really far away, and
you think about a holiday you had or your best friend? Or...
I don't think about anyone but that dive and the ocean and going, okay, body. And I talk to my body now and I say, look, we're going for a dive. This is what's happening. We're going to 50 meters and just
I talk to my body as well. Hey, you cannot eat that extra burger. No.
You visualize your dive. So you visualize, and visualization is a huge part of preparing for free diving, especially for a competition. So if you go through it in your mind, okay, I'm going to breathe up, I'm going to relax, I'm going to put my face in the water. Yeah. Your heart rate immediately slows down when you go underwater. That happens to everyone. Yeah. So there's a lot of cool things that happen to your body when you free dive. So
do you training? Do you hold your pulse? You check your pulse and go, okay, I'm slowing down my pulse, so I know that I don't need that much oxygen. That's not part of it.
No,
okay.
I don't. Because if you're doing that, it's kind of you're getting distracted. You're like, oh my god, my pulse isn't slowing
down. Pulse is too high. I'm using too much oxygen. I can't do this. So I guess Red Bull wouldn't really sponsor those events,
No.
would they? Because they'd
No.
be getting
Red
your heart rate
Red
going.
Bull's the opposite. You know,
Gives
Red
you wings,
Bull,
not fins.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So it's really important just to be, just to concentrate on where you are.
Be in the moment.
And become bulletproof. Like nothing can touch you. Your thoughts can't touch you.
Mental game.
Massive mental game. It's
Like
huge.
poker with yourself.
It is huge. I think mentally, like this sport, I think would be the most mentally challenging sport that exists.
Wow, yeah.
I've done a few sports and I can't speak on behalf of the other athletes in those sports, especially like surfing. That must be super intense. But when you have to hold, it's all to do with your will to survive, it's a sport that, you're playing with your body.
I don't know, because I played in the Browns Plains Scrabble Championships
Did
in
you?
1996.
That must
and
have been full on.
that was pretty, pretty terrorizing for me, actually. I don't really want to go into too much information. Do you know the World Scrabble Champion's name is Michael Goldman as well?
Really?
Sorry, I digress. So what's next on the free diving calendar for you? Where are you going?
On the freediving calendar, so I was going to be competing in some pool competitions
Yeah.
over the next 2 months, but I've decided to stay in Australia and just concentrate on my physical strength and.
You're in training.
I'm in training.
I saw you at Icebergs the other day. That's like,
Yeah.
hey, Jules, what are you doing here?
Yeah, basically.
Come on my show.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so good to see you as well. So a lot of the next 2 months is going to be all about physical training, building my body back up, building my core strength, building my mental strength up. I'm doing a lot of pool training, so that involves a lot of static breath holds, and that's quite, intense on the mind and quite, challenging in a way, but it prepares you for depth. And then probably April, May and onwards, I will do a few international competitions, but I haven't decided exactly which ones.
Cool. Well, good luck with
Yeah,
them. So back to the mind, because you said it's a mind game. So do you do anything to strengthen your mind, like crosswords, or do you meditate, or what's your daily routine to make your mind better so you're controlling? Because like my brain's going off a million miles an hour in all different directions all the time, and if I was in a competition, I'd be diving down and I'd start thinking like, I used to have a puppy dog. I might go to the beach later today and work on my tan.
Yeah.
Well,
You've been
how do you get that focus, that laser focus to go? No, this is serious. I'm competing here, saving my life.
It is a laser focus. That's exactly what it is. You couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
So it all comes down to making the choice, and that's it. It's like, I am going to dive today. I am going to hold my breath for this long. And it's about committing to what you're going to do. I am going to dive to 30 meters. I am going to dive to 50. I am going to perform the best I can. And it's just telling yourself, this is what I can do, and going, yes, this is what I'm going to do.
Yes, I can.
So it's just like, yes, I'm committing. I'm going for it. I'm going to do it, and nothing's going to touch me.
You got to be positive. Yeah.
You got to be really positive, and you can't let anything. It's like life, getting out of bed in the morning, going and doing something, trying something new. You're always going to have these negative thoughts, or you're going to have people saying negative things.
Yeah.
And it's about going, you know what? I don't really care what anyone else thinks or what anyone else says. I'm just going to do what I want to do for myself.
Yeah. And
that's where freediving, is great, because you really concentrate on yourself and your own ability, and you take that mindset and you apply it to 24/7.
And do you apply that to your life?
Yes.
With your photography, with your saving the animals,
Yeah.
saving the environment.
Yeah, just having dreams and goals, and
Yeah.
it's just all about that commitment process to yourself and no one else, not to your partner, not to your mum and dad, not to your best friend. It's about going, this is what I'm going to do for myself, and doing it. And, like I said, it's really hard to kind of, put up those barriers and become bulletproof, but you totally can. And it's just making that choice. I can, and I'm going to do it. So
What are your parents and your family or lovers, if you got a boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend.
What do they all think of this?
They're really, my family think I'm pretty random. I'm definitely the black sheep. But they kind of know now.
They worry about you?
No, not really. I think
They know you can look after yourself?
Yeah, they know I can look after myself, and they're quite supportive. Like my dad, he's kind of part to blame. He did take me on loads of adventures when I was a kid.
Dad, it's your fault.
Yeah, it's all your fault, Dad. Sorry. And then
Legend.
Yeah, and my mum has always been, she's always been quite wary, but she's also supportive. I think she got to the point when I hit 30 and gave up and said, okay, I'll support everything you do, because I was just constantly going and doing things that.
That's great, because you're doing incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. And when I showed her my TV pilot, she did write me a little email sending me some life insurance and going, Jules, what?
Are we allowed to talk about your TV pilot?
Yeah, we can talk about
I
TV.
thought that was top secret.
No. Just
Okay, all right.
Just
Well,
it's
let's
not
talk
on
about
air
it.
or anything
Let's
like that.
talk about it, 'cause
I know,
that's
just that you can't
That's
send
exciting.
You can't send the
I
little.
got to see a little bit. I want to show people, but I can't. Let's
I
just
think
talk.
you can show them parts.
Can I show a little part of it? Well,
Yeah.
okay,
You
We'll,
can show a
we'll
little
play.
part of
We'll
it.
play some of it while you're talking about it right now,
Totally,
just as overlay.
Yeah.
So tell us about this incredible show, because you're all about saving the environment, saving animals.
Yeah.
And you got to go to Africa and do this incredible tour.
Yeah. So basically, about 4 years ago, since I was 11, I've always wanted to be a journalist, a photojournalist. So I'm a photographer, and I like going into situations and environments that are really unknown and unpredictable.
Yeah.
And I love meeting new people. I love culture. I love learning what drives people, what makes people, go to the extremes that they do to fulfill their passions.
Yeah.
So my TV show is called Wild Shots. It's something that's I've been developing for a long time, and
Cool.
we have a 48-minute pilot now. But basically, what it's about, it's me. I go into parts of the world, very remote parts of the world, and also well-known parts of the world, and I take a look behind the scenes of endangered species conservation.
Right,
So
like
rhinos, okapi, elephants.
What's an okapi?
Okapi is a half zebra, half giraffe. Sorry, half zebra, half horse, and they are in the Congo.
So
it's
a zebra
It's native
and
to the
a
Congo.
horse.
Yeah.
How do they?
Yeah.
Really? Did the horse get up, or did the giraffe?
I don't know.
Things I wonder about.
Yeah, we'll have to show a picture of an okapi, but they're native to the DRC. So there's loads of animals around the world.
So I went to Africa, and I was in is it the Serengeti?
Serengeti, yeah.
And I went on a tour through the national park with Sam, and we met some of the guys who were protecting the rhinos, and they were telling us some messed up stories. Like those guys are going to fight for those rhinos.
Yeah. We've got, conservationists or pilots, anti-poaching pilots who are flying fixed-wing aircraft and have been shot at with AK-47s.
And all these guys are doing is trying to protect these rhinos, and dudes with the AK-47s are firing down on these people so they can kill the rhino and just take the rhino's horn, and some Chinese guy wants to put it in his drink to give him a stiffy.
Yeah.
Is that what it's for? I don't know what.
Well, it's known that the rhino horn is, there's a lot of medicinal values apparently that
So they say.
the different cultures believe in, and one of them
Tusks
is
as well of elephants.
Tusks as well, ivory. And now in India, one of the recent problems in India is that they're skinning female elephants and using that skin and selling it on the black market.
What?
So you've got whale sharks are now an endangered species. They're on the red list.
They eat whale sharks?
Yeah, they take their fins off. It's all a part of the finning trade. One of the parts of the finning trade. So
because there's a lot of this stuff that people don't know.
No,
they
they don't.
You go to your sushi train in Chinatown and have your fish and
and
you
don't eat shark fins.
You don't think about all the way that they get shark fin soup. I mean, is that illegal yet?
No,
It should be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Because these people are cutting the shark fins off and then throwing the shark back in there.
Yeah, it's not cool.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, doing a show like this, what was your main goal? Is it just
My
to bring
main
awareness to
goal-
what's going on?
Yeah, my main goal is to have a show that inspires and educates people, but also entertains people, because there are the most incredible people in the field of anti-poaching. They're super funny. They're the most incredible characters.
Yeah.
They're crazy. They're funny. They're educated. They're super interesting.
Yeah.
You've got guys that, even myself going into the field with these guys and being on the ground, and I was in Africa a year and a half ago, and I'm on the ground with some anti-poaching rangers, and all of a sudden we get charged by a 250-kilo male lion. I'm like, oh my God.
What?
Yeah. So, and the guy my ranger just held up his gun in the air and yelled. He didn't
And
he didn't even fire the weapon. No,
and it
so
scared the lion off. Because if
lion
you ran,
stops.
the lion's going to run after you like it's running
Yeah,
after
you
a
don't run.
warthog or something.
Yeah, you have to stand your ground when you're being charged by a lion.
I could not do that.
And I just remember him, just this wild mane and this beautiful face, just looking at me through the bushes, going, "I'm gonna eat you." And I just looked straight through
What do you do?
you.
You do the crocodile Dundee.
You're like,
Calm it
"Hey."
down. That is freaky. What an
Yeah.
incredible experience. Well, I
Yeah.
hope that show gets up. Discovery
too.
Networks or Nat Geo or someone out there is surely going to pick it up, because
I
you're
hope
incredible.
so. I really
that is going to
do.
be an incredible show.
Thank you.
And it was only recent news. One of the heads of the anti-poaching group over there in Africa was recently murdered. Did you hear about that?
Which one?
Like the guy who's in charge of the whole thing, and apparently there's a rumor going around.
Was that a
he
couple of
actually-
months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I heard about that. That in Kenya,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the main people who are putting a stop to it.
Yeah.
So they put a stop to him.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's really sad. And, you know, I think if we can help in some way, even providing these countries with financial backing from our own pockets, even $10 or $20, just something that kind of, I've seen where the money goes, and it's something that I want to really kind of encourage people to help.
Is there an organisation in particular that you know?
I'm hopefully starting my own organisation as well.
Save the Rhinos.
Oh, it's Wild Shots. So
Wild
it's
Shots,
the same name as my show. It's
Well,
wildshots.org.
that makes sense because so many people see
they'll
these
see me
organisations
and
and
go,
they don't
okay.
know where the money's really going.
Yeah,
but if you've been there
exactly.
and people know you and they get you and understand
Yeah.
what you're about, then they're more likely to say, okay, here's $50.
Yeah.
Help save the rhino.
Exactly, and
How
that
do you
would be
cover
amazing.
all that land though to save the rhinos? I mean,
Well, you've
it's
got
massive land.
Yeah, it's huge. There's huge amounts of land, and there's still a lot of rhino in the wild, especially Kruger National Park. But you've got organisations like Care for Wild, which are based in Clerksthorpe. No, that's John Hume's place. Fuck.
We'll Google it.
Nellsbury.
Nelsbury.
Anyway, there's an organisation called Care for Wild, and they're in South Africa, and they are the world's largest rhino orphanage. And I had the absolute honour of going there and interviewing and working with Petronelle Newalt, who is the owner of Care for Wild. And you see all of these rhinos, and you see all of the, the relationships all of the carers have, and they're so beautiful, and they care so much about them. And these rhinos, you donate money, and they really look after them well, and it's just nice to see. So,
have you seen what Jean-Claude Van Damme's doing?
No, what's he doing?
Do you not know?
No.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, and he's cute too.
Man, I love Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Like, he was an idol of mine when I was a kid. Bloodsport.
I love his name, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Do you know
It's
who
just
he
sexy.
is?
Of course I know who he is.
Yeah.
But
So
what's he
anyway,
doing?
he's a big conservationist as well, and he's on this quest to save the rhinos. You have to meet him.
Okay.
He's got this plan
Hi.
to start a rhinoceros sanctuary in the middle of Australia. So he's going to ship rhinos out to Australia's heartland and have a massive rhino sanctuary.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Frickin' Damme is
That's
going to do this.
Wow, because there was another organisation, the Australian Rhino Project, which were doing the same thing. Maybe
That's
they've
probably
partnered
who
up.
he's working with.
Wow, that's really
Get
cool.
in on that shit.
That's amazing.
That'd be incredible if it comes off.
That
And
would
I love
be.
him. He's got a show on Amazon as well, which I highly recommend.
Awesome.
It's like Jean-Claude Van Damme's real life.
Yeah.
And he's going in to see his agent, and his agent says, look, you got no work at the moment, but you've got these movies if you want to do them. They're really crap. and he says, what about the other work? And they say, you pulled out of that work a long time ago, Jean-Claude. And you're thinking, what is this, porn or something? And then
Oh
it
my
turns out that
God.
he's like a hitman, like
Yeah.
secret agent dude.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to make this really crappy kickboxing movie. And then on the other side, he's like a real proper secret agent. It's really good on Amazon if you get the chance to
Yeah,
watch it.
totally.
So conservationist as well as animal lover, saving the animals, saving
Yeah.
the endangered species.
I'm interested by people who are passionate, and I love sharing their stories. Since
Yeah.
I was a kid, I've loved that. I've loved being able to talk to people. Mike, what are you passionate about?
Well, I'm passionate about the ocean because I'm a surf lifesaver.
Great.
North Bondi Surf Club. I was a clubby since I was about 4 or 5 years old. And I've traveled a lot like you, been to countries, especially a lot of Asian countries, you notice that they don't really look after their waterways as
So
well as
you
we
know
do
a lot
here.
about the plastic issue in the ocean?
And
Yep.
there's a video of you online. I think you were swimming with your friend and you got
Yep.
caught up in some plastic bag.
Yeah,
and-
Trista Fontana and I were swimming through a whole, tons of rubbish in Bali about a year and a half ago. And that was just awful,
It's horrible over there.
Have you heard
why,
about
why
Christmas
are they doing
Island?
something about that?
Well, even Christmas Island off the west coast of Australia. Lately, there's
Right.
been a video posted where there's a huge, green turtle. It's trying to nest in this just colossal mound of rubbish on the
Yeah,
beach.
So sad.
It's so sad. And then you see all the little baby turtles crawling over the trash. And it's coming here. It's going to come here. One day we're not going to be able to take our children to the beach because it's
sad.
going to be just full of trash.
Yeah, you're not going to want to swim in that trash. But
No.
how many videos do you see floating around on YouTube where there's someone trying to pull some plastic out of a turtle's
Or
nostril?
a
Have you seen
straw.
that one?
Yeah, the straw pulling out of the turtles.
Why are we even allowed to have plastic straws anymore when you see videos like that going around? It's all about people finding out about this stuff
Yeah,
and,
well,
and
even
awareness. and making noise about it.
Exactly. And that's in Manly at Hugo's, Manly Wharf there. There's all of the restaurants there.
Yeah.
There's an organisation where they collect straws every week. A group of divers come together and collect straws, and they get thousands of straws just from all of the restaurants dumping all of their straws, or somehow it's just all ending up in the ocean. And, even all landfill, all trash, everything like that, that if it goes into the drains, that all ends up leading into the ocean anyway. So it's just so important that, we pick up trash. What do you do to reduce your single-use plastic? I use a water bottle. I always have a water
bottle. Have the recyclable coffee cup that, you can take from home, and you go down to the local coffee shop and they fill it up for you.
Yeah.
And there's ones you can get as well with your pay pass in it now as well. You can use the coffee mug as your actual pay pass.
Really?
And have the coffee.
Cool.
I haven't got that one. That's pretty cool. But I'm someone that can't walk past litter, especially in the suburbs where I live, and go, well, someone smashed a glass there and just left it, some backpacker who's drunk or whatever.
It's disgusting.
And you see people walk past, they're like, why don't you just pick it up quickly? You're going to save someone from getting their foot sliced open.
Yeah.
And there's an organisation as well, I believe, that you're involved with, where you pick up 3 pieces of plastic
trash?
or trash.
Take 3 for the sea.
Yeah, tell me about that. And the guy who started that or runs it?
Yeah, Tim. He's amazing.
Tell me about Take 3 for the Sea.
So Take 3 for the Sea is an organisation, and they've been running for, I think, 8 years.
Yeah.
It is an incredible organisation, and what they aim to, or the message we aim to give, is just take 3 pieces of rubbish anywhere that you are. So if you're walking down the street and you see some trash, just pick it up and put it in the bin. And that's as simple as the message is.
Yeah.
And if we can spread that to a huge amount of global awareness, then that's kind of our job done. It's just saying, guys, come on.
It's not much to ask.
No, it's not much to ask at all. And especially Bondi Beach, it can be gross. After a really hot day, so many people leave their trash on the beach.
Yeah.
And, I went for a soft sand run. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. That was our 45-degree day. And I was going to go for a run, and I literally ended up walking walking off the beach with 3 bags of garbage because people just leave their shit and they think it's okay.
Yeah, it's horrible. A lot of the tourists just leave crap there.
Do you think there should be fines for that?
Cans. There should be massive fines.
Are there?
More so than putting up these ugly signs that say you're not allowed to drink Waverley Council on Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
But I was down there the other day, and it was just a mess, and there was Coke bottles and nappies. A friend of mine said, yeah, you can go down to Bondi Beach and you put a hypodermic needle up to your ear and you can hear the ocean. And it's like, it's so horrible out there. But if we didn't have the actual beach cleaners that go along there, imagine how bad it would be. And there needs to be more signs and more awareness about that. And Take the 3, what's the name of it?
Take 3 for the sea.
Take 3 for the sea. And there's these plastic recycling machines as well. Have you seen those?
Yes. So about a month or 2 ago, I joined with the Take 3 team, and we went along Bondi, and we went into the trash cans that weren't labelled recycled just to see how many people are taking the initiative to recycle glass bottles, water bottles, Coke cans, coffee cups, things like that. Yeah. And so we went along, and it was incredibly sad to see how many people don't even put their plastic bottles and their Coke cans and their glass bottles in recycling. So we're going along with, these, what are they called? The things, the clippy thingies that you pull crap out of the, what are they called? You get them from Bunnings.
Oh, the claws.
Yeah, the claws.
Yeah, the claws,
Yeah, so we were going along the beach, opening trash cans that weren't labelled recycled and pulling out all of this recyclable stuff. So Coke cans, plastic bottles, glass bottles, putting them in plastic bags of our own, or Hessian bags, and taking them to Taronga Zoo, because there's a machine at Taronga Zoo. I really need to Google what it's called.
Yeah, the machine. It's like a plastic muncher. I've seen it. No, it like compacts all the plastic up into big.
There's a name for it. It's the government's.
We can Google it.
I'm just finding out. Hang on.
Is it like it's the plastic muncher or something? Or it's run by the local council.
Yeah, it is. It's.
Look at this, Googling on the show.
Take 3. No, I'm actually going to the Take 3 for the sea Instagram.
Oh, yeah, it's on there.
And I'm just looking it up because I can't remember.
I can't remember the name.
Take 3. Here we go. So, it's called The Return to Earn.
The Return to Earn.
It's called the Return to Earn Container Deposit Scheme. So that's up and running in New South Wales
at
the moment. So basically, you collect plastic. Basically, how it works is that you collect plastic bottles.
Yeah.
You collect glass bottles.
Yeah.
and you collect Coke cans or cans, and you take them to Taronga Zoo, and there's a machine there that you put these cans and bottles into, and every time you put one in, you get 10 cents back.
What?
So you can either...
And what, it actually gives it to you in cash?
No, there's a little app you download on your phone, and you kind of go blip, and you
It's like a
scan
Bitcoin
in.
ATM.
It's like
Instead
a
of putting
Bitcoin
cash in
ATM.
and getting it in your Bitcoin,
you put
put rubbish in,
exactly,
and you get it in your account.
Yeah.
And so what?
10 bottles, $1.
How long did it take you to make how much money?
So we had 400 bottles.
Mm.
We had 400 bottles, I think. Yeah. So we made $40.
That pay for your dinner?
It was amazing.
That's incredible. There should be more stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a theory.
What would you save for if you collected heaps of cans and bottles, and you would
How
just
do you know I'm not
load
already
it
doing
on?
that?
I know.
You know?
Your house is probably full of cans and bottles
Saving
that you're
for a
just
holiday.
going in and recycling and
the
going,
beer
yeah, I made
bottles
$10 today. Woo!
Why don't we start rewarding people instead of fining them? It's like you see someone like you walking along the street picking up some rubbish. You go, hey, surprise reward. You picked up rubbish. Here's $500, and promote and publicize the fact that that person got $500 just picking up rubbish.
That would be amazing.
You see, everyone would be looking around all the time. Oh, the rubbish reward people might be around.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a rubbish.
That's such a great idea. We need a radio show, or what about Carl Sandilands? Why doesn't he pick that up?
What about on the mic with Mike Goldman? I'd say it's just been picked up. I'm going to randomly reward people $500 for picking up rubbish, so I could be coming for you. Pick up that rubbish wherever you go.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 500 pesos, 100%.
Oh my God. Okay. Cool.
Pesos.
500 pesos.
500 pesos.
That's not $500.
500 pesos. That's what I said. No, but you know what? Someone with some real cash should do that.
Exactly.
I think that's a great idea. But good on you for helping save the environment. It's something that
okay.
definitely needs to happen.
It just makes me angry when you walk past.
Stop the plastic.
You walk on the
everywhere.
beach and you just see. And I've been freediving in it. I've seen what it does.
Yeah.
I've freedived in trash that's 20 meters deep in the ocean. It's disgusting and it's really disturbing, and it is going to come on our shores.
What country's the worst, you reckon?
I couldn't say what country's the worst, but I have seen it in the Caribbean. I've seen it in Indonesia. I know that the world's deepest freediver, Alexei Molchanov, he's recorded ample footage of it in the Blue Hole and in Egypt. So yeah, it's getting worse, and we are seeing it getting worse. We need something to be done. We all need to step up and stop using plastic.
Because some of the fish that we're eating now have a percentage of plastic in it.
Heaps.
When you go and have sushi, it's actually plastic that's
plastic
because
particles
the fish are
in the
eating
fish.
it.
Yeah.
They don't know what it is.
Definitely. There was an Instagram post that was posted recently where a guy had just caught, I think, a mai, and he cut it open and he pulled out 6 or 7 bottle caps from this fish gut.
What?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's horrible.
It'll be nice if, I think the reward idea is a good idea. Just kind of getting people, giving people a little bit
Let's
of a nudge.
work on that one.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you with that
We
one
need
very
a
soon.
billionaire who's just going to give us money so we can go out and reward people for
Yes,
picking up
Mr.
trash.
Billionaire, we know you're watching. We
Give us
need your
lots
help.
of money.
So one other thing that probably that fuels your adventures, because it's hard to get sponsorship when you're trying to save the planet, save the animals, and go in freediving competitions.
It's really hard.
Is your incredible photography. You're an
Thank you.
amazing photographer.
Thank
and
you.
I don't know how you make your cash, but I just assume it's from that because I've seen your Instagram and some of the photos on there are mind blowing. You must just be like aqua bumps in Bondi and just sell them online and make millions, do you? What's the story?
No, I actually do Eugene and Debbie Tan's family photography. So I do the Aquabumps Families photography, which helps me fund everything that I do.
Wow.
So I am a family photographer. I've been doing it for 8 years. I've had my own business for 8 years. So everything that I make goes back into my conservation trips and also my freediving competitions, which in turn help me raise awareness for, the plight of the oceans and what's happening in conservation, in the world of conservation.
Do you do any fundraisers, like an art exhibition
No,
showing all your photos?
I
You could do it at
haven't.
Bondi Pavilion or something like that.
Yeah,
People will pay to go.
I think I would really like to. And at this moment in time, over the next couple of months, I am really working on my business. I've been super busy and I'm super grateful. Like I've had a lot of families that I've photographed over the years that keep coming back and saying, Jules, we've been waiting for you to come back from traveling. And that makes me feel so amazing.
Yeah.
So
Because you're a great wedding photographer as well. You don't just do ocean stuff.
yeah, I will. Yeah. So it's all lifestyle based work. So it's very, very very, very candid photography.
Do you sell the blow-ups of the photos that you've got on your Instagram?
No, I do. I just haven't gotten around to making that
People
happen.
want them on their walls. The Aquabumps guy is just balling. He's
You
loaded.
cheat.
He's killing it.
Yeah, but you just like so talented.
Have you seen that French shop up at Bondi Junction,
Yeah,
Westfield?
yeah.
They've got all these incredible photos of the 1960s and Palm Springs and they're charging like thousands of dollars for these pictures. Get in on some of that action.
I look, my photographs definitely are wall worthy.
Yeah.
And especially
Kids are sitting there playing video games and getting paid on Twitch. I'm sure you taking your incredible photos that people will want to pay for them. I'm amazed that you don't sell them. We've got to sort that out as well. Okay, we've got two things we need to do. We need to reward people for picking up rubbish, and we need people to buy your photos. What is the best photo you've ever taken?
The best photo I've ever taken, probably the best photography expedition I've ever been on.
A selfie one?
No, yes, selfies. I love taking selfies. No, not at all. The Amazon jungle. I went into the Amazon.
Yeah, wow,
into Iquitos, which is a town that's located in the Peruvian Amazon, and you can only get in there by plane or by boat. There's no cars, and it's this tiny little town right on the Amazon, and it was just incredible, like going through the village there, and we were there during wet season and it was immensely flooded. So I kind of got to go along in these dugout canoes with my camera and just photograph what was happening in the village. You know, kids couldn't even go to school because their school was flooded. So I have the most amazing portrait shots of these children just hanging out, just paddling past their school. And the photos are incredible. I would love to have them on my wall. Yeah. Maybe I'll be able to soon if I have a permanent wall. But
you're never going to settle down.
No, I will. Sort of, not really. Probably never. No.
So your best photo would have been one of those kids.
I think so. There was one child who was paddling past the school, and you can just see all of the rooftops of the houses, these wooden houses, and this child is just paddling past, and it looks so beautiful and so, new worldly, like different. Just, I love the difference of culture and how people approach things and do things, and it's intriguing and interesting, and it's different to the everyday. We live in this big city with electricity and running water, and you go to places like the Amazon or the Solomon Islands, and I've lived in villages, and I don't have running water, I don't have electricity, I don't even have solar panels, and I have to hunt for my food. Like, I've had to go spearfishing before in the Solomon Islands when I lived in a village to eat. You're
joking.
No, absolutely not. And I've been hungry, I've felt hungry, and I've gone, I want
to be
some
stranded on a desert island with you.
No, but
not
seriously.
Not just for the food reason.
No, but seriously, mate, how would you go? Can you hunt? Can you catch me some food?
I think you'd be the man in the relationship. Definitely. I'd be there. I'll try and get the fire going.
That's how it feels sometimes.
Actually, you know what? I probably couldn't even get the fire going. I would just try to keep the fire going by just ripping off trees and chucking them on the fire. But then again, I can't cook. I'm the only person I know that can burn water. Can you actually cook as well?
I'm learning how to cook. I'm not...
What do you eat the fish raw when you caught it?
Tuna you can.
So did you become really tribal when you were actually living in a tribe like that? You were like grunting and catch fish, eat, run, need food now.
No, other people speak a little bit, differently to the way we communicate. But yeah, you definitely feel it was the hunting instinct that I got when I was hungry. Having a spear gun, feeling really hungry, getting up in the morning, then taking the boat and going into the water, and just the heat and knowing, oh my gosh, I'm starving and I want to eat something, and then going free diving to go spearfishing, to catch food, to take back to the village, to share with everyone, and to also eat. And you have to fend off the wild cats as well. So there's loads of kittens.
Fending off wild cats, getting in a canoe, sweating, worrying about your next meal. Like most of us, the biggest worry is, does my phone have enough charge to push the Deliveroo button? Because that's just a crazy story.
No, know, but it's
That must be so satisfying to know that
It's
you've gone
so
out
much
there and
fun.
you've caught food and eaten it.
Yeah, it is. It's really satisfying, especially when, there's lots of sharks. You have to kind of fight for the food too. So sometimes...
When you fought sharks?
Well, you don't
Who
fight
are
them.
you? You're the
don't-
female Bear
you don't-
Grylls.
You don't fight the sharks. I was with someone at the time, and they were very good spear fishermen, and they took me to an area in the Solomon Islands where we were hunting at the edge of a reef, where all the pelagic fish kind of come in.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like hanging out there and you see the fish, but this particular area had a lot of sharks within that part because they knew that spear fishermen would come, so they kind of congregated there. So you'd go down and you'd shoot a fish, and then you'd have to have your other divers around you kind of fending off the sharks, so you could take your meal and put it on the boat and haul us out of there. So it's just
Wow.
but it's nature. You don't if you get bitten by a shark or a shark comes along and
You dive with great whites?
that's your kind of problem. I have cage dive with great whites in South Africa, yes.
Yeah,
and
wow.
I didn't
I did
really
that in
like
South
it.
Australia.
Yeah, I didn't
pretty
really.
crazy,
I
yeah.
didn't. Yeah, I felt really weird
Like
about
you're turning
it.
nature into a freak show sort of thing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember I went shark diving in the cage, and they lowered the cage down to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Half a tuna, they stomped on the tuna, and there's just blood and guts, and you can't even see your hand in front of your face.
Yeah,
And
and
then
the
all
sharks
of
go
a sudden, these great whites just circling the cage and trying to get in. It's like, is that the way to bring them in? There's some great photos, though.
No, yeah, you do, but it does feel a little bit weird, kind of, feeding sharks and then getting them to come in and say hi, and these great whites, I mean, they're massive.
They're huge, like as big as a minivan.
They are. They're
Truck.
massive. And even when I was in Hawaii last year, we had a tiger shark that we were free diving with. Super nice tiger shark. And then when I was in
A
Tahiti,
super nice tiger shark.
well, he seemed
Is
to
there
be
any
nice.
such thing as a super nice tiger shark?
Well, he seemed to be quite, happy,
Yeah,
chilled.
just a little chat. How you doing,
Yeah,
mate? I'm
like,
just
how you
getting some
going?
fish. What are you up to today?
Yeah, I know, I wasn't getting
I'm gonna
fish.
eat you.
I was just free diving. No.
Well, I'm just free diving, just passing through. Don't mind me.
Yeah, you respect their environment. They come first. It's their environment first. They were there first.
Yeah.
That's why, I kind of get annoyed that people are trying to, catch sharks or kill sharks and things like that. It's just, that's where they live. Why are you killing them?
Yeah.
You
Have you heard about the shark dive in Fiji? It's at the end of a jetty on the mainland, and apparently there's this tiger shark that comes in every day,
Yeah.
and they feed it off a stick.
Yeah, right. That's cool. But no, I haven't.
And this guy who feeds it every day, legend is that he went down there and actually saw the shark, swam up to it, and pulled a massive hook out of its mouth and untangled
wow.
it from its fin.
That's so
And the
nice.
shark remembers him and
That's
goes
so
back every
cool.
day. He feeds it.
That's so
Like
cool.
hand feeds this
Yeah.
massive tiger shark,
Yeah.
and people get down and they sit in the rocks and they just watch it come in. They watch this guy feed it, and
That's
then
so
they
cool.
leave.
That's awesome.
Freaky. So you're not scared of sharks?
No, in Tahiti as well, I've dived with 2 tigers. There's a dive site there just off the mainland of Tahiti. And I've been surrounded by 30 to 40 sharks, 50 sharks at a time.
Yeah.
And, they're really beautiful and, just majestic creatures. And you look up at the surface when you're 18 meters below and just see their silhouettes. And sometimes when it rains, it's just this beautiful kind of canvas of the natural world. And it's just something that, I think everybody needs to have a look at or even explore, and just to see and appreciate where we live and what we have and how we can take that and give it back to the environment. Because
What's your favourite dive spot?
My favorite dive spot,
I've dived the Brisbane up in the Lullaby.
yeah.
That's a actual
The wrecks.
a big Navy wreck,
Yep.
and that was one of the most amazing things I've ever done.
Wreck diving is definitely my favorite type of dive. I've dived in a lot of the World War II shipwrecks in the Solomon Islands.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Insane.
Yeah, like
So
Japanese
cool.
submarine that's there. Yeah,
so cool.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And you've got that they've got that ghostly feeling where you're like, oh my gosh, is something going to lurk out of the depths, and
Yeah.
there's that kind of really scary part that I love, and especially when you jump in the water and you're like, oh my god, there's a shipwreck underneath me.
That's in the Guadalcanal.
You're like, oh yeah, amazing.
One of the biggest naval battles of all time.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. And also in Tahiti, there's some really cool shipwrecks. There's a Cessna and a Catalina wreck.
Wow.
Yeah, really cool. I've got quite a few photos on my Instagram just of
you
wreck
send us your
diving and
photos
stuff.
and we'll load them up and we'll put them in this interview as well.
Oh, cool. That'd be
But
awesome.
I mean, I think we've covered everything today. We've covered your incredible career as a free diver.
Yeah.
Although there's not a lot of money in the industry, so
No, there's not much money in the industry of freediving, but I think it's, I do it for myself, and I do it because I have my social media platform, and which allows me to educate people on what's going on in the world of water. So it's exciting.
Julia Wheeler, you are an incredible person.
Thank you.
And the freediving, the conservation, saving the animals, saving the planet.
I just need to get some funding, and
Catching
I'll be on
fish
my way. Yeah.
with your mouth out in the ocean.
I would
eating them
catch
raw.
fish with my mouth if I had to. Seriously.
You would not.
I totally would.
Are you telling me you dive down and spit out the fish and say, "Goni gugu"?
If it meant that I could eat, yes. I totally would.
You are an incredible human being. Thank you so much for being on the mic.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us your Insta details so people can find you.
My Instagram is I am Julia Wheeler, and then also my Instagram for my photography is just Julia Wheeler Photography on Instagram.
And so if anyone was interested in buying any of your photos, are they available on Julia Wheeler Photography? And can they hire you from there as well?
Yeah, they can hire me from there, and also I probably should start posting some of the stuff that I can sell. Yeah, It is really amazing. I do love my artworks.
But
my
you must
fine art
worry if
prints.
you're posting stuff online, then people are just going to rip it off and put it up on their wall.
No, you kind of get over that. And, I watermark some of my stuff. But if people want to take my images and put them on their wall...
It's like stealing music or stealing movies or stuff,
If that's the kind of
Hey,
person
the
I
girl,
am.
will you? my friend Jane Jenkins, she's an underwater photographer. Do you know Jane?
Yeah, I do.
She used to babysit me when I was a little kid, like old family friend. But that's why she's got great photos.
Yeah, they're amazing. I don't know her personally, but I know her work.
I've been there to her house and she showed me these incredible pictures. If she doesn't put them online, she says, well, people are going to take them.
Yeah.
Why am I going to put them up online?
Well, look, you know what? That's a risk. I don't care anymore. If people want to be shit humans and not pay for artwork,
Don't be a shit human.
then that's fine. Then do it. That's your problem.
Maybe instead of paying cash, which we don't have, to people picking up rubbish, you can just go up and reward people with a free photo.
A photograph. Here you go.
Here's a photo.
Here,
This
thank
could
you
be
from
worth millions
Amazon.
one day. I'm pretty amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
How do you hold down a steady relationship with traveling the world being a superstar?
I don't.
So you don't have a boyfriend?
No.
You don't have a lover?
No.
So do you have people in different countries? Like sailors in days of yore where they have a different girl in every port?
No, I find it really difficult to hold down a relationship because most people like to be in that relationship. Not saying I like to be in a relationship, but I like to travel. My whole life isn't ever going to be my relationship, and I need a guy who is going to come and meet me in the Serengeti or come to, into the most dangerous town, in Massanjia for rhino poaching, or meet me in the Caribbean while I'm competing. Or, I want to have a life where my partner can go and explore and travel as well. And I also want to be able to do that with them because I'm extremely giving person, and it's hard to find that kind of same. It's hard. I'm not the easiest person to keep up with in terms of, I don't know. It's hard. It's just too hard.
If you're that guy,
hard.
please send check, money order, Bitcoin or cash to the address on your screen now. And then, if you're lucky, we might choose you and introduce you to this lovely lady.
No, don't.
Who wouldn't want to travel the world, experiencing all the incredible things that you do? You know what you need? You need a guy who is a videographer, who just travels the world filming really cool shit, and he can just film the hell out of you and all the cool stuff that you do, because you are amazing.
Yeah, no, I have an amazing cameraman. He's amazing. But
Oh, wait, why don't you date him? What's wrong with him?
no, because he's my friend, and that would be weird.
No, it's not. It's how it starts, is
No,
friendship.
No.
Lower your standards. Look, you're hot. You've got everything going for you, but, just give some of the little guys a chance occasionally. You never know. It might turn out good.
Don't make me sound like that. No, I do like giving
No, you're
people
not,
a
because I know a
chance.
couple of guys you've dated. Hey, Mike!
One of the guys I've dated.
Oh, one. Okay, one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anyone.
No, he was awesome. But
Yeah. I dated him too. I thought he was great. Oh, we could exchange stories.
Yeah.
But we won't. Julia
No.
Wheeler, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Any guy who gets you is one hell of a lucky dude.
Thanks, Mike.
And thank you for being on the mic.
Thank you.
That's it. Now flip her on out of here.
Okay.